Okay, I'm back. Got another platform here. Well, things are getting... That side really looks kind of semi like somebody knew what they were doing, but this looks like a team of crazed beavers went after it. Dangerous. Went in there. Went into there and hinged. You say, well, why'd you do that? I don't care, because I'm going to cut it off. Trying to straighten this edge up and thin it a little. Okay. So you see this? Those hinges? Okay, I'll show you why I said I didn't care. Hinged it worse. See? Okay, now this has got to be tricky. We're going to try and hit obliquely and shoot up through there. Hinged it worse, see? Isolating, come in here. Okay, so now we've isolated that area. It's always kind of a judgment call as to which abrader I grab, because on the one hand, I don't like using the big abrader for important stuff because it takes flakes. And so it's actually weakening stuff as well as thickening it. But the finer abrader sometimes just don't do what needs doing. Okay, so I isolated the crap out of this. I've got a whole damaged area here. I raised this enough to where I probably can hit, and if I'm lucky, it'll undercut that, but that's kind of a concavity. This over here has got a bump on the top of it that makes it less likely to go into there. This will probably undercut it, but it won't get that part there. So I'm gonna hit this one first and see. I did undercut, and you know, it further isolated this issue, but it didn't actually get rid of it because I knew it wouldn't. If I hit this, it's probably gonna fail. I'm gonna try and knock some of that off and come up even higher. And at the risk, it's not a risk, it's a certainty, of I just turned the edge higher than it should be, I also made it strong to where if I hold on to it right, I may just undercut all this mess. So the mess is now gone. And you can either think that, you know, I'm amazing or a goofball that gets out of trouble, depending upon what your personal preference is. That wasn't on the leather at all. I just relied on 100% accuracy on that one, which is a dangerous thing to rely on. That one wasn't a very good platform, and I just held it together. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. This is more or less unabraded and not very good at all, but I do have a ridge. I'm gonna hold it together and relied on hitting straight in on it like a house of cards. Like if a card's standing on edge, you know, you can push fairly hard and it stays together. And then the support. And did a big blender. Well, thinner, what do you want to call it? So this thing's getting lighter, which is good. One of the things that's amazing once you start getting a little better at thinning is you'll be working on a preform, biface, whatever, and all of a sudden you notice, I mean, it's feeling pretty light compared to what you're used to. And at some point, you get to where you might be able to make them where they're a lot lighter than what you're used to, and then it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, big ridge here. This is all turned the wrong way. You know, I thinned that flake earlier. High enough and steep enough platform, it really isn't that great to go this way with it. So I think what I'd like to do is just go ahead and hit off some of that. Pushing hard on the leather to make it sink and dive under that platform. This is kind of amazing that it does that, but it does. See, that actually lipped it because I hit so high, but it still held together and did good. So I'm skipping all this mess and coming over here. Put pressure, and that ran all the way to there. I'm hitting on top of a weird platform like that, and it runs all the way over there. It's like, oh my goodness. Yep, it works. This is all a mess. It's all too high. That one actually turned it down a little bit because it was so square and bulby on there. But see how nicely that cleaned that up? I'm gonna go ahead. This is terrible. I mean, this is like really risky. I'm gonna hit over here and not get in the middle of that. I'm gonna freehand it and support all along it. And push. That lowered that some and got rid of that issue. Now I'm coming over here and pushing hard on this ridge and hitting hard and barely catching it, okay? I came all the way over here and did a lot of good. I'm gonna give this a little smoothing grind on top of the platform and hold it together and really support along this thing all the way from here to there. And do not squeeze in the middle either. You can put pressure on there a little bit, but don't be squeezing that. That's a good way to break it. Occasionally ask yourself too, you know, am I hitting from too far away? Am I hitting on too much width? Is my skill level good enough that I don't need as much width as is left in order to do what I need to do? Can I get rid of some of it and not miss it and not need it? And the better you get, the more the answer is yes. I'm just kind of cleaning things up a little here. Starting to pay better attention to the edges. I still think y'all need to go watch somebody else's videos to make up for watching mine. Okay, so this side is semi-okay. This side still has more issues, so I'm gonna work this side preferentially over that to try and see if I can get some of this stuff more okay. Because you don't want to just keep coming in when one side is not good. Because you might end up running out of room. I'm sticking with the direct for now, even though indirect would be my preference. And I guess it's because I figure I can't show you as much as far as, you know, that platform was right to thin, and so, you know, I went for more. This side is all messed up too. This is too low. That's kind of rolled. Over here and just try and, well, actually I'm gonna try and hit into there. That ridge, and there was thickness there. This is all wrong. There's blending. And we're gonna isolate with this one. And then we've got this. And that one we're thinning. Okay, so now I've done some good here. And so now I want to come in a little bit and raise this up a little bit and see if I can start attacking. Now, you know, with a low spot like that, you're not going to do any good anytime soon. So the question becomes one of how much width do you need left on this piece? If you need as much as possible, then the thing to do is to get yourself a good setup from this side. Come in a little bit and get you a good platform set up on this side and try and cut through as much as you can and lower the top from over here and feather out into here and save some of that width. And if whatever you had in mind ends up, you know, your plans don't work out, you don't get where you want to be, change your plans. Way too much thickness on the end still. I can hit this with direct, but I want to start getting maximum accuracy and effect with each strike. So I'm going to switch to indirect. I'll be right back.